Okay, so we're live. Welcome back to the Magic Minds podcast. I'm Matt Burke. Today I've got two special guests, Lisa and Sandra Callagher from the charity Shannon Hopeline. Girls, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Good, thanks Matt.
Listen, thanks very much for coming on to the show. I'm absolutely delighted to have you here, guys. The reason I've asked the girls to come on the show is that we're going to talk about suicide today, and the girls have real life experience from a family experience. Sandra lost a daughter who was a niece to Lisa. So the girls are going to talk us through that and how life experience was for them, and out of something so difficult, the girls have gone on to create a beautiful project called the Shannon Hopeline, which is a charity that looks after kids or adults with mental health, thoughts of suicide, depression, support and anything around that, not just though for the kids, for the families as well. So the girls are going to talk me through that and explain what it's like, where they were in that period of their life to where they are today, which is something so beautiful. And I'm from the Liberties, so I'm absolutely proud to have the girls here today to talk us through that. So girls, you lost a beautiful daughter, Shannon, through the suicide. Sandra, what was that like? What was she like as a person, actually? Give us a little insight to what she was like.
She was a quiet child, sensitive young girl, and she was a good girl with a great heart. She loved to dance. She loved children, especially toddlers, and they loved her. She was a very funny character, and if she thought you were down in any way, she'd try and, lift you up. She loved art. She loved to dance, and she talked about her future and wanted to become an actress. I'd say around age 9, 10, bullying started happening with Shannon. She'd come home upset sometimes from all the name calling. She'd wonder why people were so cruel. And she kind of needed reassurance all the time. It brought down her self-esteem.
Okay, but she was a very creative and fun child inside.
She was, yeah.
But a sensitive soul.
A very sensitive soul, yeah. She, if you called her a name, obviously the kids, really got to her heart,
So
really
that impacted her,
yeah. The name calling would have lowered her self-esteem and stuff. And after a year or two of that, she would have hardened up, and she'd have this kind of attitude about her as if, I don't care. But she did care. She was a bit deep.
So the barriers come up, and it was a huge front.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Now, as far as I'm aware, the bullying had stopped, about 6 months to a year beforehand, but it doesn't mean it stopped in our mind.
Oh no, the trauma of it was still there, just because it stopped the impact, it's still the scars on mind.
Yeah.
What kind of a person do you remember, Lisa?
She was a funny character. She was great with kids. I always remember Larkin, because actually Larkin was due on her birthday, and she was going mad he wasn't born on her birthday, but she always had a connection with Larkin.
Right.
And his eyes she always had him giggling and laughing, and she was a funny character.
Deadly. So just to ask you a question, so was there any signs, did you see any signs that she was anywhere near the point of taking her own life? Could you see them looking back now?
Definitely not, no. No, I didn't notice any signs. If anything, I thought she was happier in her last year.
Right.
She would have been a bit moody, but we all expect that, I think, with teens, She would have went a bit distant, as in, going off with friends and stuff like that. Yeah. But definitely didn't notice any signs, no.
Yeah, as I was talking to a psychologist in work, and she was saying to me that it's you'll normally see it with girls. You won't really, you'll normally see it with girls. You won't really see it with lads, because lads are good at hiding it.
Yeah.
What do you think of that from your experience with the charity? Now, is that something that you have heard about, or it's just to share knowledge with people out there? Are lads good at hiding it? What's your experience on that? Or
I think lads are good. I know from us getting calls anyway from mothers, we're not getting calls up about boys. It always seems to be girls.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, but we have 2 clients now, but it would be mostly calls on girls.
Predominantly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So lads are good at hiding that they don't want to talk about it. It's a sign of weakness. So, you know, you really have to have your wits about you as a parent. You really have to be tuned in. And even at that, you're not going to see it, are you?
Well, there could be, there would be signs, but as I said, there was none with Shannon. Like, she wouldn't have been the type confined to her room. She always joined in. She, you know, so
there was no standout signs.
There was definitely not. No.
And was that, looking back now, was that something difficult, like, to accept then that you didn't see it? What made you think, looking back, like, was that hard to accept as well, that you couldn't see it?
Of course.
Even more shock?
Yeah, like, it was complete shock to us, not only to me, to everyone that knew her.
Yeah.
And like that, she was, like, if she couldn't talk to me, she had a lot of others to talk to. I have 6 younger sisters.
Yeah.
She has her own sister. We're all very close.
Yeah, and I would always regard you as a close family. I've seen you in the pub together, always together, even the other girls, the other sisters. Yeah, so I actually found that a little bit, what? I would have thought that, you think that there was one of them in there that could have dug out, but they all, I'm sure, were as shocked as...
They were just, none of us could get our head around it, like, why, or, you know, why she couldn't talk to us.
Nothing in school, nothing said, or it's just a complete, utter shock.
Yeah, nobody... I've asked some of our friends, did she ever talk to us about suicide or anything like that? But they were all just, as, you know, the same as us.
Wow, she didn't leave a letter or anything?
Nothing like that, no. No, we searched, but no, nothing.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, gee, that must be...
It was just like it was out of the blue.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not only losing your daughters, then it's all the questions and she's not the answer. Yeah, unbelievable. You know, you guys now have gone on and done a lot of training around the suicide and bullying. Does bullying in schools lead to a lot of suicides? Is there a big connection with it?
They're saying it's not.
Yeah.
But I personally think it is. It's lowering their self-esteem, their confidence, and I definitely think that has a major part to do with it.
Okay, after losing your daughter to suicide as a human being, but as a mother, what was the impact of that like on you?
Oh God, it's...
I know, that's the ginormous question.
You can't... the pain is indescribable.
Yeah.
But I was always a strong-minded person, an independent person, and this just... I became suicidal myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how it impacted me. And I was never suicidal and all the, you know, hardships I probably would have went through, like, never until this, you know. So I'd say for the first 2.5 to 3 years, like 9 times I would have been suicidal.
Wow,
yeah.
Jeez, that's painful. Yeah. That's painful. As you as a family man, and I deal with people with brain injury, and we deal with the family members and the victims as well. But as a sister, what was that like for you, Lisa? Like, because you are also then the victim as well, you know.
Yeah, it was just hard looking at Sandra and her grief and Nadine, and then you're going through your own grief, and then there's my son was going through his, and then it's feeling like that you're useless and you can't do anything for them. And like it was actually a stage where I didn't even want to bring me boys around Sandra because I felt guilty. I had my kids and she had lost Shannon, and it was just really hard.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. But you know what, I used to find it difficult. I obviously live beside you guys. I used to find it difficult walking down that road. You know, so I can only imagine what it was like for you guys. Jesus, that is extremely difficult. What was your knowledge before suicide? Did you have any insight to it? Did you have any, like, you know what I mean, now you guys are so inspirational, you're going out promoting it and really getting into skills. What was your knowledge and insight to it beforehand?
No, I didn't. Suicide, I heard in adults, never heard in children. I actually thought that at the time Shannon, you know, she must be the youngest to die by suicide.
And was she?
No.
Okay. So no.
I did hear when in 2012 the suicide rate, that's the year Shannon passed, 2012, I start researching
Okay.
about 2 to 3 months after, just to see. I had so many questions in my head.
Yeah.
And found that the suicide rate amongst teenage girls was higher in Ireland than any EU state.
Wow.
While the suicide rate amongst young Irish males was the second highest.
Right.
Couldn't believe what I was seeing.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. And basically, I obviously wanted to know more. You know, and I was wondering why was none of this on the news. I talked to my girls about dangers, you know, on the streets of attacks or anything like that. But if I had known about suicide, it was that bad. I could have probably talked about suicide to the girls, and maybe Shannon could have opened up, because Shannon never once mentioned suicide.
No.
You know, so yeah, I was very surprised that you know, wasn't more broadcasted.
Yeah, and as we all know, around this area, it's quite prevalent, isn't it?
No, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I literally live here, and now I look out there, and the Tree of Hope is out there.
Yeah.
You know, I did when I done the Safe Talk training, train the trainer, and the assist training, and I used to find it difficult to look out at that.
Yeah.
Now I look out with a different perspective. I love it. It's quite positive to me. I think it's an amazing thing to see. Was that the same for you as far as suicide as well? Suicide training, knowledge, with your kids growing up, were you just completely immune to as well?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you hear of adults, like what Sandra said, but not with children. Like, it was a complete, it's just a shock. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, look, it scratch your head going, you know what I mean, if I had to close the door, the horse wouldn't bolt, you know, you're like, fucking, where was me help, where was me support? What kind of support have you both been received since not just from a counselling point of view or a professional, but like the community support, i.e. the Liberties and your family and all that? What kind of support have you been getting after?
None.
No, I'm absolutely in shock. No,
we didn't get really any support
No.
after Shannon.
No, nothing. I don't even, to be honest with you, it's a complete haze as well to me. But no, I don't remember being offered any support at all. No.
not from the community, people in the area. Why do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally, I think, you know, people were probably afraid to approach as well. You know, I felt there's definitely a stigma, and you know, one or two people would stop and, you know, see how you are. I'd notice other people just cross the street when they see me, you know, felt. But, you know, I kind of understand that too.
That's nice of you to say that.
No,
'cause
I
I do be
do.
thinking that too. I do feel sorry for people that struggle like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the community and the professional support just weren't there for you.
No.
Friends and family were.
Yeah.
Of
Friends and
course,
family were
yeah.
completely there, but I honestly don't. I honestly think people just didn't know how to approach us,
Exactly.
or just what to say, and
I think, yeah, people are just as shocked as us hearing of a 13-year-old dying by suicide. I'd say more than likely they probably thought Shannon was the youngest too. Yeah. Everybody was completely ignorant to suicide. So that's what I think, you know.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm absolutely shocked. I wasn't expecting you to say that. I thought the community would have rallied around. I haven't been on Facebook, and I see as a post all the time, which I absolutely love, but I thought people would have got around and got involved, you know, people, the powers to be, to give you a dig out, but none of that.
Now the community now has helped us and supported us in Shannon's Hopeline. Like, they have been, like, with fundraising and stuff like that, and their support, you know. But it was just really after Shannon passed, we...
Was that only because you've been searching for the support, because you have come up with this charity?
We did feel, when we first came up with the charity, we did feel, especially going around to organisations, we weren't being listened to.
No.
we were very disheartened, you know. There was a lot of closed doors, things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually glad we got them closed doors.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm
Why is
very
that?
happy now because, to be honest, I wasn't mentally ready. You know, I thought I was. I wanted to get out there quick and I wanted to help and just help the children.
Push it.
But I wasn't. I definitely wasn't ready.
You weren't ready for that change.
No. As I said, I thought I was. So things have happened since, you know, bit by bit. Everything has turned out perfectly timed. It's working out perfectly, I think.
Savage. Well, as I say, I'm part of the suicide awareness team in the hospital where I work, and family that have lost children and family members through suicide have talked about, you know, shame, regret, guilt. Did you experience any of that? Shame, guilt, regret, anger, frustration?
Guilt. You felt like, why didn't you notice? Or
I would have talked to myself, gave out. I was definitely guilty. I was our mother.
Yeah.
So I felt I wasn't a good mother. I felt I was useless because I didn't notice our pain.
Okay.
You know, but this went on for 3 years. That would have been why I would have been suicidal as well. The things I was saying to myself was, you know, unbelievable. I now know that none of that is true. You know, and you know, I realised in the end I was a good mother. I just wasn't perfect. You know.
You're a human being.
Nobody is.
Nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? And you were saying, Lisa, you felt like you're not seen as an auntie, and you were probably really close to her as well.
Yeah.
Now, why did I not see that? That must have been extremely
Yeah, the
difficult.
guilt just eats you up. It does.
Does it?
Yeah, eats you up, yeah.
You wonder as well, like, why didn't she come and say something?
Yeah.
Well, could she not talk to us? Lisa would have been very close. Lisa would have been like our second mum, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I have a lot of younger sisters. And like that, and she never said anything to any of them. You know, and she was close with the whole lot.
Yeah,
you know, we were all just left total in shock. I'd say I was in shock for the first year, you know. But it was just shocking.
Shock, anger, regret, just you know, as you said yourself, it used to eat you up. So what did you do? What did you guys do for mental health and mind in yourselves? How did you get through that period? What kind of thing?
I done a lot of counselling.
Right, brilliant.
And then with Sandra, like she taught me, like, you know, about the gratitude and how to watch your thoughts, and you know what I mean, and slowly just got back into then working on myself to get where I am now. Just got back into my fitness and stuff like that, and you know.
So you really put a lot of work back into you.
Yeah, I had to work on myself for a long time to get where I am now. Yeah.
Like, you know, that's incredible that you say that, because a lot of people would have spent the next couple of years blaming, projecting, angry, all external, outside things that you can blame and hold to account. But you looked in the inside. What about you, Sandra?
It started for me one morning. I just woke up. I had enough of the suicidal intentions.
Okay.
I had a book beside me called The Magic. It was a gratitude book, and at the back of it says, "In your hands, you hold away to a magical life," something like that. But it was all about gratitude, anyhow, and I had to write out a list of the 10 things I was grateful for. And on the list was Nadine, my other daughter. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote out how grateful I was for Nadine. And next of all, I start thinking, I said, God, what have I been doing to her, like, you know, as well in my grief. And something's just clicked inside me. I got up, I looked at myself in the mirror. I sound a bit crazy, but I gave out hell to myself that day.
Did you?
And that changed me From that, I says, you're going to be happy again.
Yeah.
And from that day on, I haven't been suicidal since.
That's incredible. I know you've both done a lot of work to get the charity off the ground, but what kind of training have you been doing? You know, have you done the Safe Talk training and all that kind of stuff? What other kind of stuff you've been doing?
Yeah, we've done the assist.
Are you trained the trainers for that?
Sorry?
Are you trained the trainers for that? Do you
No,
deliver the training?
Tara, my other sister Tara does that. She did the trainer.
So she does the Safe Talk train the trainer, does she?
No, she does the Mind Your Mind courses.
Okay.
But she done the trainer course. No, we don't do the courses.
Oh right.
Yeah,
we just get them in.
We just get them in. Yeah.
Savage. Yeah, so you just done a lot of reading and sort of self-exploring stuff, that kind of thing, and just change your mindset.
Definitely, yeah. I changed what I was saying to myself. Like, I was saying to myself I was a bad mother, I was useless, lots of other things. Start changing me self-talk.
And when you start changing your self-talk, this is something I really believe in, that we predict what's going to happen in the future by the things we tell ourselves. Did you believe it though? Was that point you believed, you know what, I actually am a good mother, I am a good person?
At first, no. It was a battle in my mind. At first, no, I wasn't believing it. But then the more I practiced it, the more I did start believing it.
Yeah, because I went through shit times and I wrote down the page things that I used to say to myself. I wrote them down because I wanted them, but then as they went on, I started believing them.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of resonate and you connect with it.
Yeah, loved that. And as well, the gratitude. That'd be in my top 3.
I love gratitude.
Yeah.
I love it when somebody does something for me, or you just feel, you know, I feel,
Even the
it's like a
little
rush.
things, even little things, it feels great. Yeah?
And sometimes I go, maybe I'm just being real corny, but I want to thank people. I say, do you know what? I'm absolutely delighted. Like, you coming here, I'm absolutely buzzing that you're here, and I'm so grateful. People are like, he's a weirdo. But I promise you,
I wasn't going to say that.
So, at what point, right? So, I'm getting on thing, you're starting to change, you're developing, you're changing your mindset. Where did the Shannon Hopeline come in? When did that idea kick in? When did you...
Shannon's Hopeline would have came in, a few months after Shannon passed.
That quick?
Yeah, when I researched, I was left wondering so many kids were in pain, and just felt I had to do something about it. Realised the lack of services, the lengthy waiting lists, and so I mentioned it to Lisa, and she was happy to come on board. So ever since then, we established in 2013.
Yeah.
But because of my mental health and stuff like that, I kind of had to... We slowed down, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, and I had to look after myself before I could look after anybody else.
Oh, they say that, don't they?
Yeah.
So 5 years in the making kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really only got up and started last year, didn't it, when we started doing the courses, but we have been setting it up since 2013, but it's been a long road.
Absolutely. Can I just go back to something that you just said there, Sandra, about the supports in the area? So what, like, if a kid, adult, male, female, is feeling suicidal or presenting with these kind of things, what supports are there in just, let's say, this area?
None.
Where do they go?
Well, before we had the low cost counselling, would have went to Pieta House. I would have got in contact with them. That's the whole thing. Like, people think Shannon's Hopeline is just about, like, if your child is suicidal, but it's not. It's to do with all different mental health that can lead to that. If your child is being bullied, or low self-esteem, or sexuality, all these things. So it's not just if your child is suicidal.
Okay, so it's not an emergency service. It's you will deal with that and you'll support those kids or adults or whatever. But it's everything. It's the start of it, when someone starts to get that dip. If somebody has questions or starts to practice the negative thinking or this kind of bullying, is that kind of thing? Yeah,
if you can get it early and then walk with the child, But if the child's suicidal, they say go to A&E. like straight away. You know, we had to go to Crumlin Hospital.
Yeah.
But when I rang Crumlin Hospital about a boy, I was told that the psychologist wasn't on the ward, and that they wouldn't be there till the Saturday then, Saturday morning between 9:30 and 12. So I had to tell the boy then that, you know, in the night time, the mother, you have to be up in Crumlin Hospital at 9 the next morning.
Wow.
Yeah, so like if he needed the help there and then, like what was he meant to do?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, that's the seriousness of it, isn't it? You can have, like, again, as you know yourself, when you're in the eye of a shitstorm, going searching for services or going searching for numbers, and it needs to be in your face, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know. I remember talking to a few after Shannon, and like that, I says, well, what did you do, Fran? They felt there was nowhere for them to turn to, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah. I know after Shannon, I went up to me, sorry, I can't think of her name, that runs Teen Lion.
Okay.
And she said she remembered my Shannon because of all the distressing calls and parents wondering what are they going to do, what to do now. The children were all so upset.
Okay.
And, you know, that's how she remembers, you know, Shannon's suicide, because of that. They were, you know, they had a crazy few days, you know, after that.
Yeah.
And
there was a backlash to her.
Yeah, that's where people felt they could only turn to. There was nothing around here or anything for them, you know.
Yeah. So, like, after being in the experience, what do you think the area needs? What do we need to do? What do parents need to do? What's some of the solutions to it?
I think it's educating, you know, when you talk to your children about mental health and talk about suicide, and don't make it such a stigma, and, you know, get it out there.
Yeah, the stigma stops people from seeking help.
Is it, like, I mean, we're in the 20, like, we're up to 2014. Yeah. Is it still prevalent?
I think it's come a long way, mental health, like, with people talking about it now. It is more out there, you know, but...
It's them over there, isn't it?
I just think it's to talk to your children more about it.
Yeah,
you know?
But is it them over there? It's like, yeah, mental health, it's them, or them people over there do suicide. We'll talk about it, but it's just not us.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Do you mean people don't want to own it? They don't want to say my family suffers, you know, have somebody that died by suicide, or my auntie is mental. It's far over there.
Yeah, and families don't like to admit either if they have depression in the family. That still happens.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, people do fear being judged. Some people even fear being institutionalised.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
you don't want to be labelled.
They're not educated enough.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely needs to be more education.
I was just talking to a girl today in the job, one of the physios, I won't say her name because I didn't say I was going to say this, but she boiled it down to, we were talking about somebody coming out and revealing the sexuality of, you know, one of my family members, and she went, it's down to, isn't it, it's just perfectionist. If you're not perfect, society will just label you and you'd be deemed as broken or not good enough, and whether you're bisexual, gay, straight, mental health, suicide. Yeah. Society is really hard on us, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah. And that's why with our Mind Your Mind course, you know, we encourage them to use their voice, you know, build their confidence, talk about suicide, you know. So, you know, that's the main aim.
Yeah. Are you, in your own family, you guys, is it getting a little easier for you? Is like for them to see that use that practice, is it getting easier for them then?
Well, it changed everybody, Shannon's suicide. And I am happy again. I never thought I'd say I'd be happy again. Never dreamt of it. But it was all through looking after my mind. Yeah. You know, it was all through gratitude. It was through writing. It was positive thinking. Having a focus on Shannon's Hopeline.
Yeah, finding a purpose.
Definitely, yeah.
Just tell me a bit more about the writing. When you're writing, is that do you do the post for Facebook, by the way?
I do.
Amazing.
Every Sunday night.
They're savage. They're savage. Do you do more writing? Do you do poetry? Like, I write when I'm feeling a bit down. And I used to get slagged about that. I was a miserable poet. I done a podcast with lads, and we call ourselves the miserable poets. Do you find that helpful?
Oh, definitely. I wrote a book. And
What?
Yes.
You didn't tell me this. Oh, yes.
I wrote a book, and it tells of, the life, with Shannon. Just a small tale goes into the night of what happened in detail.
Wow. Did you get it published? What's the story?
Not yet. No, I did this book within 2 months, so I had to. That was just goes to show what was on me head and me chest.
Okay.
So I went back over it to edit it and things like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking for an editor.
That's savage, isn't it? What's it called?
I was calling it Hope After Suicide, but
Right.
and I googled to see if there was such a book. I couldn't see that there was such a book. But then somebody said, Sandra, there is. Go into images and you'll see it there. And there is an American book called Hope After Suicide.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a new title as
So
well.
you don't want to plagiarise somebody's name. So what is the structure of the Hopeline? What way will it work? Where will it be? What, like, not location, but what way is it gonna? Does it be 24 hours? Is it what way is it gonna be?
At the moment, it's just myself and Lisa. So at the moment, we're 9 to 5.
So it'll be 9 to 5 service.
Yeah. What we'd like to do as well, a lot of mothers have nowhere to turn to. They don't know who to talk to, how to help their children if they're depressed or, full of anxiety. So we'd like to bring them in for a cup of tea, a chat. And sometimes just listening to them is all that they need. Giving
Absolutely.
them advice.
Just listening.
Listening can make such a difference.
Yeah, it's where we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I think you're reading my mind. You're saying questions that I'm thinking of asking. You're actually answering. I'm sitting there dumbfounded going, shit, I can't ask that question. Yeah, like, I mean, and that's a savage point that you made. It's the family need the support as well. If the person is, suicidal or experiencing mental health, like I keep saying suicidal, it's right across the board, as you said, Lisa. It's from the start to finish. So the family need that, don't they?
They do. There's no point in, the child getting counselling and then, they go home and it's probably, the parents need to be educated too.
You need to put the supports right around them. When do you hope to have the business up and running, or will the premises going and the lines?
Well, please God, next month. We've got a bit of good news, but we're not saying anything until we sign the dotted line.
So saying you're keeping it all the
Yeah, we're not telling you.
I think if I held on to Lisa a little longer and gave her a few more jammy Dodgers. I can't believe I actually gave you his biscuits. You're the only guest to get biscuits out of me.
I didn't even have them.
What?
I didn't even have them.
That's because you're going to the gym in the morning, isn't it? Yeah, so as you're saying, like the premise will be set up and you'll have the lines, but it'll be supporting the parents as well. That's a huge piece.
Yeah. Working from home, it's very hard for us, Now we have got the counselling up and running, as I said, but they have their own premises up there, which is great, So, it's been hard working from home.
Yeah.
You can't invite people up to your home and stuff like that. We do need a space.
We can't get volunteers to help us.
Exactly.
And it's just like we just literally do everything.
Yeah. As in volunteers for like kind of the admin stuff and running courses. Well, look, if I can do anything for you, give me a holler. As I say, I do the Safe Talk. I'm trained the trainer in that because I want to run courses. I've done the course last year and I'm going to be delivering a session this month in the job. And I opened my manual and I was like, what did I do? Where do I start? So I have to get one of the co-facilitators in to come in and kind of point me where to go. I know all the material, and once I start delivering it, I'll know it and I love it.
Yeah.
But just I forgot, I've done so many train to trainer courses, so I'm starting delivering other training, thinking it's that training. And it's like the joys of getting old. And so what's the future then for you two guys? Like,
future.
What's the future? What's the plan?
Well, it's all good in any way.
Keep helping. That's we just want to just help more.
We just want Shannon's Hopeline to grow and help as many children as we can.
Yeah, and that's it. I'm actually delighted to hear that you're saying that you're so happy and you're not feeling. Did you ever? Was there times though when you did feel happy that there be a ping drop like a stone in the pool where you go, oh shit, I'm feeling guilty for being happy?
That would have been in the first the third year when I was starting to come on. It's the self-talk again.
Yeah. It's the autopilot, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like a battle, as I said. But I did feel guilty. And in my grief for the first 3 years, if I laughed, I felt guilty for laughing.
Yeah.
You know, it was just guilt all the time. But not anymore, you know.
That's amazing. What about you, Lisa?
Sorry, what was the question?
She's not listening. So what's the plan going forward for you? Happiness, hope, training. Every time I see you going to the gym, you're doing legs. It's every day is leg day for you. Crawling to the gym at 6 a.m.
What? Yeah, I love going to the gym at 6 a.m. Yeah, it's
I
great.
see my miserable face every morning. Want me busy dog?
Yeah, he just be grumpy with his dog in the morning when I'm walking. No,
we don't like walking.
Just Shannon's Hopeline to grow and win the mini marathon for Shannon's Hopeline.
Deadly.
That would be great.
Keep you training up and stuff.
Savage. What advice would you give the parents? What's the go-to things to do if somebody presents with, suicidal thoughts, mental health? What do you guys tell them to do? What's your go-to tips?
Well, if they ring us, we can have a chat with them, and we can provide counselling for them.
Okay. Brilliant.
We can meet up, have a cup of tea, chat. Yeah.
Savage. What is your number?
082.
Give it out.
086 12 18 708.
Brilliant. And you're on Facebook, and people can get in contact that way. I'll put all this in the notes where people can find you on Facebook and your numbers.
The website as well will be getting launched now over the next few weeks.
I heard Sandra, you got a model in to do for the website. Was it you getting the pictures taken?
Yeah.
Makeup on, lights. You went all out for this website. Fair play to you.
I can't believe you. Where'd you hear that from?
She told me she went for photo shoots. Fair play. So the website be up.
I didn't say it like that.
No, she didn't. I'm just giving her a stick.
She's just slagging me.
Yeah. So the website's going to be up. How soon do you hope that'll be up?
The next few weeks as well.
Deadly. So it's all coming together in the next couple of weeks.
It's just getting bigger and growing, and it's just exciting times, for Shannon's Hopeline.
As you said yourself earlier on, then wasn't the time, and now you're into an amazing space in your head, and it's all just going to. It's back to what we were saying earlier, isn't it? It's the positive thinking. Now you're feeling positive, believing it's going to happen, and it's all coming together.
Yeah, definitely. It's the little things that, I think people have forgotten about. The little things like...
I'll just fill in the blank here.
The little things like, reading positive books, writing, practicing gratitude.
Do you exercise?
I did. I ran.
Yeah. But do you now?
No, but I will go back to it.
Yeah, look, why I asked that and why you exercise, I don't think it's a great way hope though for curing mental health, or it's a contributor to help towards, and it helps you set, good behaviours, but it's not like if you're in the eye of a shitstorm, I said before, going out and running or going to the gym is not going to help. It'll provide some support, but it doesn't fix it, but it does. It's like the rest, it's the mindfulness, it's the gratitude, it's the family support, and then the gym and eating properly and all that kind of. Would you agree with that?
Definitely, yeah. Well, funny enough, that's when I start coming around, and running. Lisa got me out to do some running, and I found that really helped me a lot. I don't like the gym. I can't work out at home, but the running, and I never ran before.
Yeah.
And all I could do was run for 30 seconds.
Right.
But by the end of the couch to 5k?
Yeah.
I was able to run the 30 minutes, and even that was a big booster for my confidence, and the running really helped me as well. you know, with the mine, so I'll have to go back to it.
You used to be all back out in the grass there in the summer. I used to see these all hanging around and go off and use their runs. That was a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
was it?
we do it now. No, we still do it now.
Yeah?
Yeah, the girls come along, and they train for the mini marathon.
Deadly, like even that in itself, like even getting a group of girls out to run for marathon.
Oh, we
has
met good
produced something.
friends and all
We
through it,
did,
didn't we?
yeah.
And and you know, they're a great laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they really love it, like.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's not directly, you know, involved in mental health, but I mean, that, your project, like the Shannon Hopeline, has created even that, getting people out running.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's producing positivity all over the shop. Yeah.
Trying to, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what, I think you're doing amazing work for the Liberties, and I'm proud of you. Well done. Do you actually give yourself credit for it? Do you actually, we were talking about this the other morning, do you give yourself a pat on the back and say, do you know what, we're doing a good job?
No, in no time.
Now, don't go all pennies
That's
on me.
like-
Go, I only bought this in pennies. Give yourself credit.
I am proud of the two of us, like, because of, I think, all the doors being closed on us, and then one or two people saying, yeah, like, that's an awful lot you're trying to achieve, and
You're very ambitious.
you're very ambitious, and
Exactly.
these are the words we were told, and, you know, and people closing the doors on us, and to get from not listening to them people and getting where we are now. Yeah,
Persistence
I
is
am
the key.
very proud of the two of us, I have to say.
Yeah, you know, and people do, like, knock you, you know, oh, yeah, they're too big of an ambition, but
Yeah.
you just have to believe in
If
yourself,
we had
don't
listened to
You
all
do.
that, we would have walked. Yeah, if
We were told
if we had listened.
Yeah, we were told as well. We need at least €1 million in the bank.
Yeah, I nearly fell off the
Lisa.
stool.
You probably hadn't got a pot to piss in. You're like, what?
Poor Lisa nearly dropped her coffee. But no, but
Did
when
he
we
give you
got
Jammy
outside-
Dodgers biscuits, though?
No, I didn't.
No, that's scab.
No, but when we got outside, we just said, no, you don't listen to that. You know, you keep going with, you know, what you have. You know, that's
Yeah,
all
I'm glad
can
we
do.
stuck to it and followed our dream,
definitely.
because
We both love what we do.
Yeah, no, I can feel
Yeah.
it from you. You know what I mean? You talk with great passion, and I see our stuff on Facebook, and I'm glad I'm back on Facebook now, because I went away for a while. I just, because of the podcast, I'll go back and I'll promote it. And I love seeing your posts. Sometimes I don't want to see Mary over in the flats, what she had for her breakfast and what size that kid's head is. But I mean, but your post are savage. I get something from it. I don't care whether Larry has Weetabix for his breakfast 7 days of the week. You know what I mean? But for your stuff, it's great to promote it. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you're getting a lot of feedback. Do parents get in touch with you on Facebook or social media? Do they touch base with you?
As in to get help? Or?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, we would get a lot of calls, and, you know, mostly would be to do with bullying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, not
everywhere,
knowing
isn't it?
where to turn, or the schools aren't listening to them, and
What do they do?
yeah. So we just talk to them, give them some advice and steps to take.
It's savage. Like I say, I wasn't in the job I was in, and my child came to me. I'd know yous now, and I'd have somewhere go. I'd feel, geez, well, they might be able to help me. You know what I mean? Like, because other than that, I don't know where to go. Like, would you go to the guards? You go to the schools, you know, and teachers don't want to know, do they? Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, and you have
And they
to,
don't know what to do either, will they?
I think so, and you can't go in with all guns blazing either. It doesn't work, you know.
No.
You have to try and be, sensible, because you're not going to be listened to, you know.
You should be seen as irrational.
Yeah, you'd love to go in, of course. You're angry, your child is, but
Get all feral on
it
them.
doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
You know.
You're like the Zen warrior. I love it. She's got this calm about her. You've got this calm presence about you.
Have I?
Yeah.
I don't feel calm.
No, you look, you're like the Zen warrior. You're like, I'm feeling all calm. I need to fall asleep in the interview. Yeah.
trying to say she's boring.
That's why I was thinking.
I'm actually gonna have to pay you for counselling. I feel like I've got therapy here. I've got an interview and some therapy. That's me sorted for 6 months. Right. I think I've took up way too much of your time, so I think we'll call her a day. Look, Sandra, Lisa, I'm absolutely proud of you for the work you do. I really am, and I don't mean to be cringy. You're doing amazing work, and you should be grateful, or you should be proud of grateful. You should be proud of yourself, and the area should get behind you and support you. I'm going to be pushing it out on social media, and I want people to get in touch with you if they've heard the podcast. If anyone has any difficulties around what we've talked about today, get in touch with me or the girls on the Shannon Hopeline on Facebook, or send a message any way you can, or reach out to a family member. Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Look, thanks so much for coming in and having the chats. I found that conversation amazing. I was really nervous all day. I love this kind of topic, but just to sit with you and to share your vulnerability was amazing, and I'm delighted to have spent this time with you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for listening to the show. I'm absolutely delighted to have had the girls on the show. It's such a difficult thing to happen, to lose somebody by suicide, and then out of that time of darkness to grow something so beautiful like the Shannon Hopeline. And it's just something to be really, really proud of. And I hope the girls are so proud of themselves and how they're representing themselves, the family, and absolutely everyone in the Liberties area. I'm so proud to have them on the show. If any of what we talked about today impacts you or a family member, get in touch with the girls at the Shannon Hopeline. They're on Facebook, Lisa Kelleher and Sandra Kelleher also. Or you can also get in touch with me on Facebook, or you can send me an email, matt@magicminds.ie, and I'll try steer you in the way to support or to the girls, or give you some guidance on where you could get some help. I really, really enjoyed the talk with the girls. They're two of the most genuine, sound, honest, inner city Dublin girls you can meet. I couldn't think of anyone better now to run such a charity as this, because of their genuineness and how much they care and want to help people. That oozed out of them at the interview, and because I know them, I know that they're absolutely sound and their heart is in the right place and they're doing it for the right reason. And I say, such inspirational, such motivational. I was just bursting with pride to be doing the interview and to share their vulnerability with them and sit there and do the interview. I absolutely loved it. So hopefully, if you enjoyed the show, please give us a review and a rating on iTunes. Share with family and friends, somebody that might enjoy it. Share it on Facebook. I really need your reviews and ratings on iTunes so we can get this show out there. As always, I want to thank Niall Riley from Rooney Media. I always get his name wrong, or I say it wrong. I say it arseways, but it's Niall Riley at Rooney Media. And the guys at Scrap Chat, Kevin and Shane, that's always give me a dig out on my podcast. Ty Gluby's Up Dog Yoga. Get involved in yoga. Absolutely amazing class. And that's all we have time for. So wherever you are in the world, look after yourself. Check in on a family member. See how they are. Mind yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. And take care. And we talk to you the next day. Bye.